see men like that, you presume कि सारे ऐसे होंगे. फिर my friends' fathers also लगता है, you know, दोस्तों के घर हम जाते देखते हैं कि अच्छा माँ बाप, it's just, you know, एक sketchy सा वो होता है. But you presume that it's like that, and then when you go out into the real world and you देखते हैं कि ये तो कुछ और ही है, ये तो कोई और ही मखलूक है, वो लोग नहीं है जो हमारे घर में है. Then it's, you know, you try to figure out. फिर एक तो upbringing ये होती है ना कि, you know, if things are not working out, you try to make them work out, because ज़ाहिर है आप मतलब घर जाके अपने पेरेंट्स को अपसेट नहीं करना चाहते. You know, ये ऐसा है वो वैसा है, so you try to find कि अच्छा इसका कोई सही एंगल भी होगा ना, जैसे एक चीज को मोड़ के देखते हैं ना कि let me try to find the right side of this. But then when you don't find it, जब वो totally, because I would say कि कोई भी लड़की कोई भी औरत, you never break up a marriage or something because you want to. It's always एक point आता है जब आप बिल्कुल ऐसे point पे आते हैं कि भाई इससे ज्यादा जो है ना, I cannot take beyond this.
When you have to.
When you absolutely have to. It's not one of those things that I think today I am going to be a cool, empowered woman and I'm going to leave home. No. It's because, you know, I've tried everything. जितनी मुझे चीजें आती थी, जितनी मुझ में बर्दाश्त थी, जितना मैं कर सकती थी, मैंने कोशिश की इस relationship को चलाने की. And I've done everything I possibly could, but still I'm not reaching a point where this is going in any positive direction for the other person or for me. Two people may be totally, they may be very good people in their own capacity. But look, people are different.
Zeba, your career had already taken off by the time.
No, my career, actually, I was married at 19. Then I got divorced. And
okay, so there are a lot of mixed, there's a lot of mixed information online.
There is a lot of mixed information.
So are you comfortable clearing it out?
I find it quite crazy because मैं online देखती हूँ, अच्छा ये है, अच्छा okay, ये भी मैंने किया है. अच्छा कब किया था? Because I come across crazy things about myself online. अभी in fact एक और they've changed my mother into someone else. तो इतने ठीक है भाई, कोई लिख के खुश हो जाता है. And मेरा हिसाब कितना बड़ा clear है. The people who matter to me in my life, who are close to me, my close friends, parents तो अभी खैर है नहीं, my son, maybe my brothers, my siblings, the people who are close to me know who I am. And अल्लाह के आगे मेरा हिसाब किताब साफ होना चाहिए. बाकी अगर किसी ने कुछ सोचने और वो सोच के खुश हो रहे हैं या कोई न्यूज आइटम बना के अपनी शान बढ़ा रहे, तो बिल्कुल मेरा उससे मतलब it's not really affecting me. If someone comes and कोई आके मुझसे पूछेगा कि भाई ये है, नहीं है. वो कहते ऑनलाइन लिखा हुआ है, आपने क्यों नहीं कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट किया? भाई किस को कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट करूं, मुझे पता ही नहीं क्या लिखा हुआ.
88 में आपने अनारकली की.
88 में अनारकली.
और उसके बाद आपने हिना की. उसके बाद आपने सरगम की.
नहीं 88 में मैंने अनारकली की. उसके बाद there was this team that was here from London and they did 2 serials. There was one for London Weekend Television, Stolen के नाम से, और एक BBC का था Traffic.
Right.
तो उसमें I was selected in Stolen. तो वो मैंने किया. वो जिस दिन उसकी शूट खत्म हुई, मुझे हिना, I mean I'd already signed Tansen with Hasina Appa. And Tansen signed करके because she said कि नहीं ये स्क्रिप्ट तुमने करना है. तो उसके बाद मैंने after Anarkali, it was sort of natural projection that I would end up in Tansen. और फिर Hasina Appa was writing for Raj Kapoor साहब in those days. So she called me and she said कि तुम आ जाओ. मैंने कहा भाई film India was like, you know, that was 89. So I went thinking कि हाँ जाके इंडिया जाके देखते हैं. 3 दिन का स्क्रीन टेस्ट है. फिल्म किसने करनी है, फिल्म किसको मिलनी है. And then the rest was history. The
rest is history. Well, very well documented history. I mean, it's a great story.
It was amazing.
It's a great story, absolutely. So, how were you balancing your personal life with your work? Because you had this insane popularity at that time. और वो वक्त भी वो था कि you know लड़कियां काम कर रही, आपकी शादी भी हुई. How were you balancing it all?
शादी मेरी हुई थी. I was working in films. Then when I got married to Adnan, I was just मतलब कुछ फिल्मों के आखिरी दिनों की शूटिंग रहती थी.
But Adnan was not your first marriage.
My first marriage finished in 1 year.
Right.
वो 1 साल चली. उसके बाद I came into media.
Right.
So the time I was doing Anarkali, the time I did Hina, I was not married to anyone. Then when I married Adnan, मेरे पास 2-4 फिल्मों की literally वो there was the end bits left. तो वो मैंने जाके शूट की थी because I wasn't particularly interested in continuing work that much. मैंने कहा चलो I wanted to write, I wanted to maybe produce or something. So I was not that involved in acting work. Then I married Adnan, Azan was born. So I was totally invested in that. थोड़ा बहुत मेरा लिखना पढ़ना का होता था, but I wasn't working as such. And then after that, when that didn't work out, then when I went into started doing productions and things, so I had my editing and stuff at home because I like to be at home. मुझे ये होता है कि जितना काम मैं घर में कर सकती हूँ मैं कर लूँ, जब मुझे निकलना होगा मैं निकल जाऊंगी, जब मुझे बिल्कुल ही I don't have a choice, I have to leave home.
But Zeba, there's through your successful films, dramas, through one marriage which lasted a year, and then another marriage, and then there was a custody battle. So this was a huge custody battle. So this was I would think, a lot of stress coming into a woman's life. How were you coping with that stress at that time?
I lost my mind. I mean, to quite an extent, like later friends told me कि तुम उन दिनों में I was functioning because you know वो coping mechanism कहीं से आ जाती है. You function, but I was not all there because like I've got big patches which I don't remember.
Right.
Because you know you're going court जा रहे हैं, इधर जा रहे हैं, उधर जा रहे हैं. So that was, it was difficult. It was very difficult. But again, आजमाइश किसकी जिंदगी में नहीं आती. And Allah was very kind because we got back together. It was 18 months of
trauma.
Total trauma. I wasn't working initially. Then a few friends of mine who were in media ने कहा कि देखो, you need this for your sanity. So then there was a friend who's doing a serial in England. He said कि तुम आ जाओ. So I was there for a few months shooting that, which again, you know, when you're working, you still sort of, you know, manage to put yourself together. So I started working like about 6-8 months after I was into that. And then उसके बाद, you know, once Azan was back, school,
and you won the custody battle. Azan came home and all of that. Now, how do you overcome that trauma? How do you find positivity in a life that has dealt you a couple of really bad cards?
See, the thing is, Aamna, that कड़वाहट को पकड़ के रखने से कुछ नहीं होता ना, because like there's this Buddhist saying that, you know, if you're holding on to a burning coal because you have pain or you have hate for someone, you're the one getting burnt. I take it this way that, I mean, it's not as if I never went through pain. I'm not some superhuman being. Definitely there is pain. But you take the pain and you process it. Ki, bhai, if I must have needed this lesson in life, otherwise Allah would not have put me through it. If I needed this lesson, what must I learn from this? And because I'd seen people who I know who are family friends and all go through marriage, so people सारी जिंदगी लिखी, हाय उसने मेरे साथ ये किया, हाय उसने मेरे साथ वो किया. So you're out of the marriage, but the marriage is not out of you. When you're out of a situation, you have to be either in or out.
Right.
When you're in a situation, you're in a situation. Then you give it all you have, and when you're out of it, you let it go. And you say, "ठीक है भाई, हो गया. There must have been a reason."
Because I see no bitterness or negativity or angst in you or in Azan.
Why hold bitterness?
So obviously there was no brainwashing that your father is not a good person.
Why would I do that? Because his father is someone who I cared about, who I admired, who I married, who I respected. Things didn't work out. They didn't work out. Yes, we definitely could have handled it better. There was not the best handling, but I think one lives and learns and one grows. But holding on to bitterness or, you know, poisoning a child's mind is stupid. First of all, poisoning yourself is holding poison into yourself, holding negativity in is, it's just useless.
So what are the tools you would recommend to women who are going through tough times? How do you detox? Do you go for therapy, medication, meditation as well? Or finding positivity? Is there something tangible that one can do?
I think one thing that really helped me was that I got into yoga very young. I got into yoga when I was first year in college. क्योंकि मैं कनेर में hostel में थी, वहाँ पे there was this yoga teacher who just trained from India. He'd come. He was very, very good. And because we were hostelized, so 3 घंटे के sessions होते थे. So I got really into yoga, and yoga